Welcome to the fucking metaverse.
You have to imagine too, like when I created Avastars, like none of these other projects that people are familiar with today existed except for really like CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks.
Yeah.
And so Avastars is very much like an amalgamate of CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks. It's like a combination of the two where like CryptoKitties didn't make good PFPs, you know, Punks did. And like Punks was just like this static collection of 10,000 images where in Avastars, you can actually like create your own Avastar from other Avastars. And so there's like a small limited breeding element that we built in. I didn't like the unlimited supply and you could always do it. So we made it so there could be the exact same number of replicants as there can primes. So there can be a total of like 50,400 or something like that ever Avastars. Yeah, so I mean, it was and we did a lot. We did too much. Like what I love about Bored Apes, just for a second, is that you guys just came out, you did commercial, like IP rights. It's a 10,000 collection. You minted it at 08. Like it's extremely easy to understand and explain in like seconds. Whereas Avastars, like I could literally peel back this onion for 2 hours and we could still not be through all the shit that like went into like our decision-making and process and the different innovations and experiments we ran out. I'll give one because I really like this one is for anybody unfamiliar with Avastars, it wasn't just like a go and you mint out. You actually went to the site and you scrolled until you found one that you liked. And scrolling was like a time mechanism. You were spending your time instead of your Ethereum for a result. Whereas with CryptoKitties, you spent your Ethereum for a result. And one way, like there was going to be rarer ones throughout that scrolling. And so what we did is we developed a pricing mechanism where there's 5 levels of rarities from common all the way up to legendary. And each rarity level, we doubled the price. So it started at, I think it was 0.07 or 0.08. Anyways, it went all the way up to 0.112, 1.12 ETH for a legendary. So you could come across a legendary and you would on average come across one every couple minutes or so. Mm-hmm. But the price was supposed to be a deterrent to not want to mint it. But if it was really special, maybe you would be compelled to. And so we used price to determine scarcity over time. The experiment was, will this like shake out to the proper like rarity levels? With the exception of our founders and exclusives that we minted, those were the first 200 Avastars. Those were mostly legendary, the highest rank. If you take those out of the collection of the naturally scored Avastars, we actually came out with like common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary in the right like order. Wow. Basically right in the percentage ranges we aimed for, like 60% common was where we were aiming, cool. 15%. So like seeing that experiment play out successfully was really rewarding for me individually because it took a long time for us to mint out actually 25,000. We lost some momentum along the way and we had some issues. We had to shut down our contract for a couple of months because someone found an exploit and they could potentially mint any Avastar they wanted. So we just shut it down and had another developer go back and fix it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you fix that? Like,
you don't fully fix it. You obfuscate it more and hope no one finds it.
Okay.
And we can cut this part out. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's fine. Look, I mean, we were in the early days. Like, you know.
No, but it goes to what you were saying, though, that like you did too much. And it's so amazing to hear like even just that peel of the onion.
Yep.
Because it really is like insane. And I've looked into the project a lot and it's a lot. It's a lot more than even what you're just saying now. And it's interesting, like at that stage of the market cycle, at that stage of awareness of NFTs, it was too much, right? But now, if you had done the exact same thing now, having learned the lessons you would have learned over time, I think people would have actually wanted that level of intricacy, that level of involvement, that level of complexity. I remember there was you got to remember this one. It was Avagachi. And that was like, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, this is so cool. And I'm like, but I'm way too dumb to understand this.
I'm the same way.
I was like, by the way, like, so complex.
I'm like a hard sell. Like if it's like at all complex, like if it was anything like Avastars, I'd be like, fuck this.